In today's video, we dry brush. And welcome to Robin's Nest Studios. As I was filming this painting tutorial, I realized that the only technique I really used the entire time was dry brushing. So I figured this is the best video to explain dry brushing. So in today's video, we will be talking about dry brushing. Inadvertently. It wasn't my intention, but that's what we're going to do today. And the model that I'm painting is the Boneswarm from Privateer Press. The Boneswarm as a model is basically just as the name suggests. It's a swarm of bones. It's a model that is a bunch of bones in kind of a wave formation. So, we all know the easiest way to paint bone, right? Before getting started here, I pre-primed the Boneswarm and gave it a zenithal highlight. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to come in with some Iraqi sand from Vallejo Model Color. We get some paint on our makeup brush here, and then we take most of it off on the paper towel. Now here with this first step, really it's more of an overbrushing technique than a dry brushing, because I didn't take nearly as much paint off of the brush as I normally would with dry brushing. But since this is going to be basically our base coat, overbrushing is going to get this done quicker. And to clarify here, the difference between dry brushing and overbrushing is just the amount of paint that's left on the brush before you start these sweeping motions. As I was doing this, quite frankly, I was surprised how good it was looking just with this base coat going on. Here we're making sure to get all of the bone on the underside of this little wave that's going on here. Once that base coat's been fully applied, we're going to come in with some strong tone wash from Army Painter. I have it in this little tiny mason jar just for ease of use. Basically what we're doing here is we're just drenching this entire model in strong tone wash. This is going to seep into all those cracks and crevices to help emphasize the contrast between the void space and the bone itself. After we have allowed all of the wash to dry, we come back in with that Iraqi sand with a true dry brush this time. This time we're not overbrushing it. We have taken most of the paint off of this brush, and we are just coming down in the same direction that light would be hitting the model. That is top to bottom. Whereas before we were just kind of sloppily slapping things on, this time we're going to be a lot more deliberate with our brush strokes. Then we come in with our highlight color of Vallejo Game Color Off-White. With this highlight, we are going to be just as deliberate with our brush strokes. Brushing in a top-down motion to simulate light. We continue to add layers of this dry brush, slowly bringing up the opacity of that off-white, being more and more selective with each consecutive coat. With this final pass of the off-white, you can see how it's really starting to pop on those brightest areas to which the sun would be directly shining on these bones. You can see I'm being super selective, only hitting the outermost edges with this final pass. What you see me doing here is I'm trying to make sure that the top half of the model is brighter than the lower half of the model. Here I'm doing some final touches, anything that's a little too steeped in shadow. If it needs a little bit of pop to it, I'm making sure that I hit it. Off screen I took care of the basing. All the basing is a sand with strong tone wash, and I threw a couple tufts on there. The model itself took up most of the base area, so I didn't want to go too crazy with it. I am ridiculously excited with how good the Boneswarm turned out with the minimal effort that you needed to put into it. It's really like 5 or 6 steps. If it wasn't for the dry time of the wash, it would have been done even quicker. I hope this video showed you how good of a skill dry brushing can be. Dry brushing is a very good tool to have in our toolbox. Anytime you have an area that is filled with texture and you're batch painting for an army, don't be ashamed to pull out that dry brush and just dry brush away. Quick, easy detail. The fastest you can get that army on the table, the better. That is, if that is your main goal. When you're getting an army together, dry brushing's the way to go if there's a lot of texture. So what do you guys think of these dry brushing techniques? Do you use dry brushing? Have you been avoiding using dry brushing? Let me know your experiences in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that other social media stuff. It really does help out the channel a lot. But for now, I've got to fly. Keep on painting, peeps.